Get off my neck, I can't breathe. The Black Lives Matter movement has brought protestations globally. When enough is enough, j'en ai marre. France, in 2016, Adama Traoré was killed by the police. Bless your soul, my cousin. Now we all know about George Floyd. Holistic support or mission is to engage with the community, offering a safe place to voice up your opinion, facilitate a much needed change. We are thriving for equity and then equality.
Because together we are stronger.
Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
I think with Black Lives Matter, it is something not new to us who are, African Caribbean. We know our lives matter. The sad thing for me is that it has to take continuous deaths before society at large will actually acknowledge that our lives matter.
We lost so many black brothers under the police care, inside prisons, inside their own house, inside the car, and on the streets.
I'm all for the protest, black people protesting for equality, and equal rights and justice. I'm all for that. I think we should do that every day, not just when one of ours is taken by a white copper. This seems to happen, too often.
Life, to me, is a gift. And the way someone like George Floyd was killed like a chicken, it makes me to wonder what is going on in our society. And so, not just black lives, every life should matter and every life should be important to us. And we need to unite together to speak out during this period.
Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. And I feel like this time of the term Black Lives Matter, the movement it actually refers to is us moving forward towards equality, to a state of genuine equality.
The movement is important. I understand it and I respect it. I see and I know why it exists. I always questioned who we were telling this to. I didn't know when we say like Black Lives Matter, who are we saying this to? So I always wondered if it was weakening us or if it was strengthening us. Protests are good. Pulling down statues are good. I don't know if it's enough. Much like other people have said, if we just pull them down and it will be kind of out of sight, out of mind, we will forget to challenge why they were erected in the first place. And that's the problem. It stems deeper than just protesting, but I know that protesting is a release, and we as humans have been protesting for centuries, is what we do.
When the dust settles and we've changed our topic of conversation, you gonna pay us our check. We want new legislations. That police be asking for licence and registration. We want a zero tolerance order on racism from every nation. George Floyd's murder is a complete devastation. Many more are waiting to receive justice. We ask why they're waiting. We say no more to police brutality, no more to racism. It's been plaguing civilization for generation to generation, and we the people have done our part, worked, died, protested, marched in peaceful and hostile demonstrations. Now we got worldwide support from unlikely individuals and large corporations. Now it's time for a new order of business, new legislations. Zero tolerance to racism in the workplace, in the classroom, in the police force. No more bearing firearms to unarmed civilians, waging unfair war. When the dust settles and the conversation is changed to new now, we want affirmed legislations that show Black lives do matter.
One of the things that I think that's really good is that all people are coming out to actually support the movement. It's not just people that look like me and you, you know, it's all people that are understanding that our lives absolutely matter.
The Black Lives Matter movement has really clarified a lot for me and opened my eyes and helped me to understand and see the experience, part of the experience of what it's like to be black in this country.
What kind of oppressions are happening in my neighborhood that I should be aware of and that I need to educate myself on? And I think it's been an empowering movement. I feel really lifted by the people in my community wanting to come together to address inequality and to really hold governments and hold institutions for account for systemic racism.
Until we recognise en masse that racism is not just real and prevalent but systemic in our society, then we're not going to be in a position to grow, learn or heal.
We talk about equality, but equality isn't equality when people are already privileged. You know, I'm a white guy and I'm already privileged, you know, and for talking about equality when you're already privileged and people are sitting there and you say, oh, we're all equal. It's like playing Monopoly, where someone's had 400 years already of playing Monopoly and now you come into the game. And this is partly what using your money, your income, and your economic power to buy from black businesses, to give preferential treatment to black businesses and to businesses that are run by oppressed people.
But what the buying from black companies and supporting black owned initiatives does is that creates the space for more conversation. We have been spending our money in this very, very white based economy that is only supporting white communities largely and desiccating often communities of people of colour.
Sometimes you find you have to pay the higher price for that because they don't get so much customers, you know. If we could get something from I come to Dalston all the time to get my ethnic foods, and I do that regularly. Everyone in my family does, everyone does that. But what you find is that a lot of businesses are opening up, but we're not the people behind the counter. That bothers me. That bothers me a lot. Don't want to highlight businesses who do it, but it seems to be the way, and it's not representative of our cultures, of our foods, and it's happening more and more and more.
My name's Stephanie Thomas. I am the lead on Peace in the Streets. We're an initiative set up in 2017. We put on events, workshops and programmes to channel all, particularly young people, to a lifestyle of peace. If you're an individual, business or a young person wanting to develop skills, we're here for you and to support you.
So I'm the CEO of a Hackney-based social enterprise called Creative Lifestyle. And what we do is we run creative workshops in the community alongside Hackney Council, Hackney Learning Trust and Sanctuary Housing and other small community groups, as well as deliver to individuals. And what we deliver are creative workshops such as sewing, cake baking and decorating and upcycling as well. And our main target groups are women who are either African Caribbean or other minority groups who are perhaps long-term unemployed or suffering with domestic abuse or have some kind of emotional or mental health issue. We help them to gain new skills, get new self-confidence, and to actually perhaps even get back into work or even better, self-employment.
Well, what we do, Respace, really is very simple. We have a system that we've created that is about providing maximum value for everybody who is involved in any space. So we look at an empty building, we look at the local community, and we find a way of making the community have access to that space for free, so that they can start businesses or become resilient, they can start training, workshops, whatever that community and group of communities around it needs. We provide a platform for them all to integrate.
Hi, my name is Ange King and I'm the founder of Relive, a zero waste environmental hub. At Relive, our goal is to conserve and not contribute by addressing the challenges to create useful products using materials that was once en route to landfill or ending up in our oceans. Instead, we use thought-provoking design techniques as a catalyst to wake us up to the problems of our throwaway society. So at Relive, we exercise the philosophy by celebrating and nurturing our coming together on being more proactive to this undeniable cause.